Morning, Harry. How you doing? You good?
I'm good and blessed. How you doing?
I can't complain, man. We're here to talk about Who We Be Talks.
Yes.
The podcast, and obviously we've got Henry on as well. How you doing, Henry? Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm blessed always and in always as always. So my thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is how excited are you to have landed this gig? You know, great platform, great opportunity. You are who you are in your own right anyway, but we'll get to that. But how glad were you to have landed this?
Over the moon, because we was initially speaking from January. We had a meeting with Joel at Spotify, and we basically said we wanted to be part of Spotify because of what Spotify represents. It is Black culture. It is the platform where we are able to express our talents. And then when I heard that we was going to be doing this podcast alongside Henry, it was just like, there you go. That's all I needed, because to have two people who represent Black people, Black females, Black males, I think is very important, and it's a fantastic platform for us to exercise our talents as well, and also incorporate music and all type of stuff into it. So for me, it's literally the best thing that's happened to me so far in my career in terms of longevity, in terms of the reputable company that it is as well. So I've been holding on to this for time, you know, like when people are like, oh, what are you up to? I'm just like, oh, just, you get me? I got a few things coming in the pipeline. I'm like, now this is what it was, you get me? So yeah, I'm just excited, man, over the moon. As you can see, I can't stop grinning, you know, but yeah, man, I'm blessed, bro.
Henry, I guess it's pretty similar for you. Was it difficult to keep it under your hat?
It was difficult to keep it a secret. I won't lie. Really, really difficult. I only told my family initially. But I think, yeah, just like Harry, I was really excited to be involved. And what I love about Spotify is when I went in for a meeting with them, it was like, I didn't know any of this was even about to unfold in any way, shape or form. It was just meant to be like a little conversation, like, do you have any ideas? And I was just genuine with myself. I was like, well, no. And they were like, well, yeah, nice chatting to you. And what I love about them is that they just allowed me to be myself. And I think that's a good thing that both Harry and I bring. We have our both individual distinct personalities, and I think it will merge very well together on Who We Be Talks.
Harry, what can people expect? What you itching to get your teeth stuck into where this podcast is concerned?
As you already know, if you don't know, I'm very unfiltered. I'm very raw. I'm very authentic. I'm very just myself. And I think, like Henry's alluded to, they've allowed us to have that platform to be ourselves. So it's going to be that. It's going to be very unfiltered, very straight to the point. We're not cutting corners. It's going to be a celebration of all genres within music, all topics. We're going to touch on things that probably people won't want to touch on because it's too sensitive, but we're going to be able to dissect that stuff and keep it real. And also just give people more of a understanding into certain people. For example, if you have an artist come on, we're going to ask them those questions that you probably really want to know, not the generic ones. And I think that's what's going to give it longevity, and that's what's going to make it such a success, apart from me and Henry being part of it.
Henry, what are you looking to get stuck into? I know there's so many issues that are burning issues of the day at the moment, but what's most pertinent for you and something that you really want to broach in the role that you've acquired?
What I love about Who We Be Talks is that it's meant to be reflective of Black culture, Black British culture, from those who are in it, from those who talk about it, from those who tweet about it. So for me, it's like, I really love talking about, you know, like when you see something on Twitter and you're talking to your friend, like, oh my gosh, did you see that thing that happened yesterday? That's what I would love to, start doing, because I get to vocalize my thoughts, which is incredible. And just issues pertaining to Black people, if and as they arise. Obviously, we are in a weird situation at the moment as Black people, but it's not that the weird situation has just come about. It's been here forever. But it's just that people are way more vocal, I guess, about it now than they've ever been before. So to be able to speak about that and get my opinions across about that will be incredible. And also to show different parts of our personalities, because not only, obviously Harry is very funny. I can bust a joke, one or two here and there. I mean, it can be funny when needed, but then you can always take it quite serious. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think it's going to be important to diversify character and diversify thought, diversify opinions and topics as well.
Talk a bit about where you're coming from, Henry. What's your background? And I know that you DJ, and I know that you've got a whole load of followers who know exactly what your story is. But for those who are, listening to you for the first time, talk to me about where you come from.
So we are in a Zoom meeting at the moment, and my background is a council estate because I just see that as my life. Do you know what I mean? Born, bred, grew up in the bits. I'm a DJ, presenter, and I guess content creator now because I created a 3-part docuseries about gentrification in and around the areas that I like going to. So that's kind of what I do with myself. I see myself as a good time girl, don't get me wrong, love a drink, love a laugh, but then when it comes to like the important stuff as well, love to discourse. Do you know what I mean? Discourse is so important when it comes to these kind of things. So I love having my say and giving opinions if and where necessary.
Harry, what about yourself? Where are you coming from, sir? What's your background?
Well, I always have to mention my country. I'm from Sierra Leone. Grew up and raised in Bermondsey and Peckham. But I started off as a Instagram entertainer. Then I started taking it to YouTube. Then I started becoming a presenter. I started presenting for brands and companies and whatnot. And then now that's become my main thing, which I do very well, if I must say myself. So yeah, I'd say I'm a presenter / entertainer, but really and truly, I just like having a good time. And I'd say I'm a storyteller as well, because I came up off telling stories about stuff that was happening within our culture that we all could relate to. And I realized that a lot when some of the messages I'd get from people were from people that were like older than me, way older than me as well. I was like, I remember when I was younger, mate. And I was like, all right, don't remember that, but do you know what I mean? So yeah, I've amassed that. So I'll say entertainer and a presenter.
So I'll give us a flavour of what we can expect on this show then. And I guess I'll get someone to plug at the end when, where, and all the rest of it. What's bugging you at the moment, Harry? What's bothering you most today at this moment in time?
Trolls and the lack of compassion for Black people. I think I've said it before, all we want is equality, all we want is to be respected, and I feel like we're having to do the most to get that, and I think that's really upsetting me. I think, what does it take? Does it take for us to go and cause a ruckus all over the world for us to be respected? We're probably the most calm people in the world, and we're not being given that respect, and it takes us to be what they expect us to do to get respect, and I really hate that. And I really hate the fact that trolls online have this power, this sense of power, to fake cancel people who have literally came up to literally help Black people. I mean, we were looking at people dissing each other and whether from the same race. I think this is the time where we all need to stick together. And if anyone has any personal issues with anyone, I think that should be done on a personal thing, not on social media. I think we need to learn how to deliver our messages individually rather than as a collective. But those are the two things that are really just grinding my gears at the moment.
What's putting a smile on your face then? What's particularly what you find particularly pleasing about the world?
My little son, that boy. When I look at him, I'm like, you know what? I'm not stressed no more. I'm not stressed no more. That boy is a bundle of joy, man. I think being able to have kids and be able to witness them grow and all of that stuff, I think there's no level of happiness that reaches that. So when all fails, I just look at my son and it's like a cheat code. I look at him and I'm happy again.
Henry,
yeah.
What's putting a smile on your face? What's bothering you most at the moment? Give me a flavour of how you're going to be delivering this sort of content on the new pod.
For what's bothering me at the moment, racism. I mean, nice and easy, just racism. People that don't really understand, people that don't think they're racist but really are. And then, you know, when you start to like look over your life and what's happened to you, and that teacher that calls you Beyonce once in your sociology lesson, like the microaggressions that genuinely did happen over my life. I don't like the fact that it's had to come up to 2020 for me to look back over my life and think, raw, like I was actually treated badly by some people. So racism is getting on my nerves and probably always will. Do you know what I'm saying? So, and what's making me happy? Simply food. So, I mean, food makes me so happy every time I see. I mean, I'm a pescatarian, but I still have don't, Harry, all right? I still have love for all different types of food because I'll order like a fish burger, but then I'll look at chicken and just be like, raw, like the fact that God made all food this beautiful, it just means something, you know? So food makes me happy.
All right, guys. Look, 23rd, I think, is the first show, right? So, how often is it? Tell people where they can find it, what they should do to locate it, make sure that they're in tune with it. I know all these things are obvious, but I'm dealing with the audience that might be a little bit older than me.
You again.
Okay, yeah. So it's weekly, as you said. It's on the 23rd of June. You can find it on Spotify. Who We Be Talks. Feel free, any ages, come and listen to us talk. Come and listen to us. Explore the black culture, black music, stuff that's happening in the world. You don't have to be black to listen to it, but we are celebrating black excellence over here. And it's just a testament of what Spotify are doing for the culture, what they've been doing for the culture as well. And to be part of it is, as I said again, it's an amazing thing for us. But we want to literally take it to the next level and be a groundbreaking podcast. We don't want to be very generic. We want to actually touch on things that people actually, want to listen to the next week and want to listen to the next year and want to invest their time into what we're saying, because it's deeper than just us two. It's about everybody that's associated to us. So yeah, that's what they can expect. It's a weekly thing, so we're not playing games. We're not going to leave you for a month, and so we're going to give it to you every week. So I hope everyone's.
Sorry. Say that it's Spotify's flagship show. So you have to make sure you tune in, and it's part of Spotify's original content as well. So I think, it's just going to be sick, man. I can't wait.
Well, thanks for your time, both of you. Henry, we're going to catch up on Instagram Live, IG Live at 5 on the Voices platform. So we're going to dig down a little bit deeper into, what you're about, your future ambitions, and what makes you stand out from the crowd, and just what's going to help you cut through the noise and stand out as Henry. Harry, before we go, I just want to ask you this last question, mate. What's the end game for you? What does it look like in terms of your career? I know you're on a upward trajectory. You're in your ascendancy, but what does it look like in terms of your view from the mountaintop?
If you used to ask me this when I first started, I just said I just wanted to make a certain amount of money and make sure I come out of the position which I was in. Then if you was to ask me a year ago, I just wanted to be a presenter who was able to showcase my talent. But now I want to be a figurehead for young people to say, okay, cool. Harry's started doing this at 27, and by the time he was 29, he was able to achieve all of these things. So it's never too late. I want to be a hero for young people. I want to be something that my legacy, my son looks at and says, oh, my dad was a hero. So I'm leaning to becoming a legend. And I want to be the face of black culture, black music, black everything. I want to be that guy. So presenting TV shows, they all come in. We actually had one. We've been commissioned for one as well, but we're not going to talk about that yet until everything starts up again. So I'm literally just taking everything and just doing the best that I can at doing it. So you will be seeing me for 10 years and plus. Trust me.
Well, good luck.
Thank you so much, man.
With it all. I'm interested to hear you kind of expand on the idea, or you touched on it earlier, that there's the lack of compassion for what's going on at the moment. I'm assuming you're talking about the wider demographic. So I'll be tuning in to make sure I find out what your thoughts are on that, and watching your growth as you move through this industry. So good luck with that. Henry, we'll catch up tomorrow. But to the both of you, thank you very much.
No worries,
for your time this morning. And I love to see young black energy pushing and moving forward and making strides. So that's what it's all about, yeah? So let's keep it moving.
Take care, Joel. Thanks for having us.
Thanks. Bye.